Hi, this is Sammie Smiles, and I'm your host, Sammie Vance. This podcast is sure to leave you inspired and with a smile. Now let's get right into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 6th episode of Sammie Smiles. I'm your host, Sammie Vance, and today we have an amazing guest whose name is Darryl Hardy. He is a former NBA player and played college basketball, I believe, which my brother knows a lot about. And he also helps create playgrounds for people who need it, which I know a lot about when we're talking about my buddy benches. With that being said, he's the founder of Gemini Foundation and also Kicks for Kids. It is so amazing to see what he does, and I'm inspired by him every day. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Yep, same. I'm excited to have you on my podcast. So, like I said, both my brothers, are huge fans of basketball. And I know that you played for college and also played in the NBA, which is really cool. So before we get into what you're doing now, can you tell us a little bit about your basketball career and also how many countries that you have played in?
Okay. I played professionally. I went to Winston-Salem State starting in North Carolina for college. That's where I finished that in college. And then from there, I was able to travel to 11 countries playing professionally, everywhere from Croatia to um, from Croatia to Switzerland to Sweden to Beirut, Lebanon, which was absolutely crazy, to a lot of places in South America, Argentina, Mexico. As an international basketball player, I was able to really see the world and really see why God had me travel, because it shaped what I view as poor, and I got to see poor in Brazil and some of the favelas there, and I learned while during my travels that it only takes a little bit to change a lot. So I understand why he showed it to me.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's really cool. And I'd love to travel to different countries. I've been to Mexico once on a cruise. That was really fun. I was in second grade, so I hope
Okay.
to go. Yeah, I want to travel around the country more. But yeah, that sounds super fun. Um, yeah, so now we can get on to the Gemini Foundation. So can you tell us a little bit about what that is? Well, first of all, I want to say that I love what you do, and it's super amazing what you do with the playgrounds and everything. And I know a little bit about playgrounds myself, putting buddy benches in there. And actually, this morning we just went to see a buddy bench at a playground near us. So that was really cool. And it made me think of you and everything that you do. So can you tell us a little bit about the Gemini Foundation, maybe how you came up with the name and just, yeah, what you do with it?
Okay. Originally, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and when I was younger, it was a neighborhood area that was completely redone, in which they put in a playground, they put in basketball courts, and for me, that became a sanctuary. It became a safe place. North Philadelphia wasn't a safe place. It was a dangerous city during that time, and the playground was this light in the middle of a lot of dark. So as I transitioned and got as what I was playing basketball, I started to look at areas. I started looking around like why why don't we do more to allow kids to play as long as they can be kids and just play and enjoy, plus what it does for the communities. So during my professional career, when I came back and I think I was injured and I was just looking at neighborhoods in Atlanta, Georgia. Then I was moving to Florida, and I said, I want to start making an impact, and I want to start using my money to change neighborhoods. So from that, Gemini was created. I started getting involved in community events and and finding out what was needed to actually build a playground. And so first I did my education part, and then once I learned, then we fundraised and we started building playgrounds, and never looked back. And now we built in over. Now we're coast to coast, so we've actually done some stuff on the West Coast. So now I can say we're coast to coast. We're good.
Wow, yeah, I love that. That's really inspiring. And I think that's really cool to hear also the backstory of why you wanted to do it. And
Mhm.
yeah, I really love that because it's kind of, we do kind of completely different things. It's different, but it's almost like we wanted to start it for the same reason we felt once a certain way. And we wanted to change that because I used to feel lonely myself. But then when I heard about the buddy bench, I thought it would be great because it would help other people feel less lonely. So I think that's kind of cool how it's connected in that way. Also, how long does it take to build a playground?
Normally, it takes about 4 days from the time we show up on site till the time we're actually leaving and turning the playground over to the community. It takes about 4 days.
Wow, yeah, I'd
But
actually think that it would take longer, but that's really cool.
I have some professional geniuses working with me. I've
Yes.
been blessed to work with the same crew for over 15 years, and they go everywhere. We're originally from Orlando, Florida, and but currently only reason I'm in the car now because we're building, as you know, right now. We're in Detroit, Michigan right now building, and they just know what they're doing. They're professionals, and it's beautiful when we work together, and they know what we're doing it for. They really believe in the impact that we make when we build. Same way when you put a bench down, there are a lot of kids that will never meet you, but you impact their lives positively. And it's the same with the playground. The kids that play here will never meet me, but I've positively impacted their lives, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, I love that. And like I was saying, it's kind of cool how we do different things, but they're also really similar when we look at it. So I think that's really cool. You also do a project, I'm pretty sure, called Kicks for Kids. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what gave you the idea?
Kicks for Kids, that is very personal to me because when you start school, everybody starts school. You're getting ready for school. You buy new clothes and you put new sneakers on, and you go and show off on that first day of school. Um, there's so many. God allowed me to see so many kids that don't have that experience financially. They can't. They don't have the money for that first day of school. They feel insecure. They feel sad, and these are real feelings. And so when I started Kicks for Kids, one of my very good friends, Tim Duncan, was gracious enough to say, "Hey, let's do something. What can we do together?" And I said, I would like to bless these children that don't have and their parents can't provide for them. And he made a way. He was with Adidas at the time, and we merged funds together and was able to buy now it's thousands and thousands of sneakers. But it's great. So when kids are starting school, we target certain schools, we target groups, foster care facilities, and we buy everybody's brand new sneakers before they go to school. And the smiles on their faces, the boost in self-esteem is just it's amazing. And that is once again, it's the impact that it has. It levels the playing field, and that's why we do it. I mean, you're a doer. Some people talk about stuff and never do anything. You saw a problem and you fixed it, and that makes people like us different. So
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's really inspiring because I agree. Some people don't have, they need that boost of self-esteem and to be happy on the first day of school, not feel embarrassed. I think what you do is really, really cool. And it's helping so many people. I'm sure you know that, but yeah, it really is. And it's super amazing. So you do like so much, and throughout all you do, what has been one of your biggest obstacles or hurdles that you have had to overcome?
that's a tough question. That's a tough question. Okay. You know what I'm gonna say? Sustainability, because as you know, when we do what we do, it takes sacrifice, and it's the sacrifice that no one else sees. Um, for years, I saw a problem, I fixed it. Even if we didn't have the money for it, I used my we used our own. I have an incredible board, and and my vice president, Jaquan Bracey, we used our own and just made it happen, because we're problem solvers. And that's tough because you're taking away from your own family to provide for the community. So I would say the biggest obstacle is sustainability, in which we're transitioning to now, which we can use grants and other corporate sponsors to do it in a different manner, in which the stress isn't on our families to do what we do. It doesn't change much because we see a problem, we're going to fix it. I see a kid doesn't have sneakers or something, I go to the store and buy it. It's like, it's still, that part's not going to change, but just to make the business life easier as we move in, that would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. And yeah, sometimes it's the things that people don't see that are really a big obstacle or hurdle. So I think that's really cool. Yeah. So you asked me this question earlier before I started recording this podcast, but I thought it was a really cool question. So if you could change the world in any way, how would you change it?
Oh, you're giving me my question back. Oh, okay, that's tough. That's tough. That's not fair. Um, if I could change the world in any way, you know what I would do? I would take the politics out of the world. I would take the politics out because I feel there's too much division due to politics, and all the countries that I was able to see and live in, politics was a divider instead of a uniter. So I would like to see the world without that. I would like to see the world in which politics weren't important. It doesn't matter. Our leaders all shared a common goal, which was actually taking care of the people that they represent. So I guess that's the utopia that, there's a part of me that's like that, I do hope for the best. I hope that one of the kids that we're helping finds the cure for cancer. I hope that a young girl or young boy that plays on our playground later is allowed to be a kid long enough to find a cure for juvenile diabetes. Like, these are, we're helping our next leaders, and we're helping our next presidents, and I do have faith in our future in that way.
Yeah, I like that. And yeah, that makes me think, like, I just thought of this, but like, even though we might not see the impact that we're making, it's making a huge impact on someone's life that will maybe lead them to a future decision of theirs. So maybe they'll become president because of what you did. So I think that's really cool. And I never really thought of that until you kind of said what you just said. So yeah, I love that. Before we get onto the rapid fire round, do you have any other advice or any advice that you would like to say, or anything else that you want to talk about?
People are going to look at you, and always be mindful that people are always watching us, because you're a doer. And when someone talks to you, or somebody say, well, what are you actually doing? My mentor taught me that all I'm doing is pushing the dominoes in a positive way. Dominoes can flow positively or negatively. And we're just pushing the dominoes positively in this world. And just continue to do that. When people say, well, what can I do? Well, how can we help? Just do what you can. Whatever it is, God gives everybody their own gifts, their own skills. Just do what you can positively. And that's all you're asked.
Yeah, I really like that. And I also like to say that one small thing can make a big difference, because it's true. So like, yeah, like you're saying that just do anything that you can positively. So that can be something really small. It can just be opening the door for someone. Yeah, so I love that. And if you're ready, then I'm ready to get on to the rapid fire round.
Oh, trouble. Yes.
Okay, so I'll just ask you a few questions and can answer with the first thing that comes to mind. The first one is, what is your favorite color?
Black, which is not a color. I'm aware it's not a color. It's a hue. It's a hue, which my daughter's an artistic person, so she gets with me all the time. But I do like the hue of black. Yes.
So what about your favorite food?
I like all things seafood.
Nice. What about your favorite animal?
Um, I guess I would go with the cat. We do have a cat, so I guess I'm gonna go with the cat. Yes.
Yeah, I want a cat, but one of my brothers is allergic to like cats and dogs, and I
See,
can't
I
have
am
them.
too. See, that's the problem. I am, but I was able to get a cat for my daughter when we were younger. So the cat has survived. So yes, I guess that's my favorite animal.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpowers. See, I like that. I've had this debate many times. I do not want to live forever, but I would like the ability of ultimate communication and negotiation because I think I could
Mhm.
solve so many things. I believe we miss the big things are missed in communication. So if I'm able to communicate and negotiate effectively at the highest possible level, I could we could save a lot of wars from ever happening, and we can help a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. So would you rather always listen to music or never listen to music?
Always listen to music. Oh man,
Yeah,
Bob Marley. Like one good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. That's
yeah.
I get lost in music before basketball. You always see athletes. We get lost in music. You get into a zone. If I went outside the car, you would hear the crazy music that my guys are listening to, but this is their zone. Music is helped me. When I lived in North Philly, it was like I told you, it was dangerous. I lost a lot of my friends through shootings and different things, and it was music that enveloped me, that carried me through some of my darkest times in that way, and I love it.
Yeah, I feel like music helps a lot, and just in the
Hmm.
slightest ways it can help, and also big ways. So
Right,
I love that. Yeah. Would you
right.
rather be able to rewind time or pause time?
Personally or for the world?
Um, I guess any way you want to interpret it.
Okay. I would like to pause time. I think that we move too quickly, and by a pause, we could really take the time that's needed to solve a lot of problems in the world.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess I never thought about it that way. I love that. I love your answers. They're like so good. Um, so where can people find you on social media or your website to follow your amazing journey?
Okay, the trouble that I get into is on the Gemini Foundation.org. Um, I believe that takes you to Facebook as well. The Gemini Foundation. Gemini is like the zodiac sign. When I was, I went to a kindergarten through eighth grade school, and the first place that I felt like I belonged was we had a Gemini club. We had clubs by our zodiac names, birth dates, and my Gemini club embraced me, and we all became leaders, which is interesting. But our little club did very well. So when I was coming up with names for my foundation, I wanted to be all inclusive. I wanted people to feel, like they were a part of what we're doing as a movement, not just as this is my company. And that's how the Gemini Foundation became, all inclusive of all that we touch and help.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really cool. And so, yeah, like I said, make sure to follow his amazing journey because it's really inspiring and amazing. Well, it will put a smile on your face, I promise. And for the last question to ask all my guests, what is something that makes you smile?
Something that makes me smile. People like you, because you're our future. You're our future. I'm old now, and we see so much bad in the world on the news. And when I first heard your story, when I first saw you, um, that makes me smile. That there is. I don't have to listen to the noise of the world because I know that our future is in good hands, and that makes me smile.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You make me smile, really, you do. And I love what you do. And I'm glad that we got connected through Logan. She was really amazing and nice. So I'm really glad that we did get connected. And I love that. I'm glad that you're on my podcast because it's making me smile, as you can see. And I hope so many other people as well. So thank you so much for this. And for everyone listening to this, thank you, or watching this, thank you, because this really made me smile, and I hope that it's making you smile as well. Remember that you don't just have to be an adult to make a difference. You could be a kid too. I hope you have a great day. Bye.